that a cat here or is that okay? Does it matter? I've committed to this life. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Monica in Mono, and in this video I will be talking about Molchat Doma's album From Our Houses Rooftops. This is the first part of this Molchat Doma trilogy that I will be doing to start off the channel, so keep an eye out for a review on Monument and an eye out for a review on Floors. Molchat Doma is a three-piece post-punk new wave band from Minsk, Belarus, and this is their debut, which they released in 2017. And some might consider this album to be a catalyst for what some would consider to be the band's negatives or positives, depending on who you are asking, regarding their constant callbacks to bands like Joy Division, New Order, and The Cure, which at this point just kind of comes with the territory when creating music of these genres. So with that in mind, the question becomes, is the band derivative, or are they actually bringing something new to the table here? And in regards to this album, my response would be that the band is definitely making an effort to revive the sound through memorable synth and guitar parts, nostalgic beats, and the appropriate vocal demeanor and lyrical takes. And they do accomplish this on a few tracks, like I'm Not a Communist, which off the bat is probably my favorite track on this record, where the band achieves this sinister vibe, almost like a slower, darker version of something I would hear from The Cramps. This is done with a grimy bass line and a sassy and sarcastic vocal delivery. We also get surfy guitars before the chorus kicks in, where Igor bleakly iterates the chorus line. The result is a little simplistic, but it makes for probably the most memorable chorus on this entire record. Fed Up is a faster paced track supported by a steady bass line, including a catchy transition into the chorus. I enjoyed the fast and rhythmic vocals and thought they paralleled the guitars pretty well, which assisted even more with the pacing of the song. Silence is defined by simple but memorable vocal melodies. The vocal performance is also more passionate here compared to most of the album, although most of the album's vocals do resemble Ian Curtis a lot. Actually, this song sounds like a happier version of Atmosphere. The intro and chorus have these optimistic sounding synth and guitar parts that alternate with sad and pouty guitars in the verses. I don't know why, but I always look forward to the hi-hats on the chorus. I don't know how else to describe it other than cute. Even though I do realize that the song is about a frickin' dying, Houses Are Silent is the opening track, which is defined by its bouncy beat and anthemic synth hook that contrasts with the slow energy vocals. But what was the biggest downfall for me on this track was that you've pretty much listened to the whole thing after the first chorus. However, it is short enough that it doesn't completely overstay its welcome. Now, besides the tracks that I've already mentioned, the remaining tracks do result in a bit of a mixed bag, especially Technology, which is a slow burner with a thick supportive synth, as well as some delicate and airy synth parts that are sprinkled in as the song progresses. This combination results in a primeval atmosphere that reminds me a lot of the album Closer. Overall, I liked the components of this song. I just wish the band would have expanded on, or at least played with its arrangement a little bit more, due to it being one of the more aesthetically ambitious songs on this record. Mashina's Working is another track that serves as a nice change of pace. It is defined by its fast and stern drums and fixed synth driving the song. So while I didn't completely dislike the track, it did feel a bit one-dimensional. On top of the lack of vocal breakthrough and song progression, you get a sense of the band trying to address this issue in a few sections of the song, but the attempts are just too minimal. But the song that best embodies my biggest criticism for lack of song progression would be Uncommon Man, which is a slower track that unfortunately feels sluggish with a 40-second intro, only to completely plateau once the rest of the instrumentation and vocals kick in. In the track Hide and Seek, I feel as if the band was going for a more unique and fluid vocal melody, kind of like in Fed Up, but something about the vocal performance here fell flat regarding the inflection of the vocals or lack thereof. It also didn't help that the guitar here is anticlimactic. overall resulted in a forgettable, breezy track. So that being said, about some of the underwhelming tracks, there were redeeming qualities within the lyrics. Even for the songs I didn't care for as much, they provided good storytelling without being too direct. This was especially the case for the track Roofs, which is the embodiment of melancholy and bittersweetness, with optimistic sounding guitar hooks accompanying lyrics about a day beginning full of hope but with unfulfilled plans. The lyrics on this record are descriptive and poetic, which makes sense considering some of the references Igor makes, like An Uncommon Man, where there is introspection of one's ego when you are engrossed in the world of creating art. So to conclude my thoughts on this album, I think it represents the band's potential for emotive songwriting and constructing effective hooks. While there are a few good tracks, it mostly comes with underwhelming tracks with random redeemable aspects. And where these tracks really fall short is in their song progression and vocal performances. These issues combined result in the skippable tracks like Machine is Working and Uncommon Man. I don't see myself revisiting this album other than for I'm Not a Communist and Silence. However, the band does later address the problems I have with this debut on their next two albums. So I'm going to give this album a 5 out of 10. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel where I will continue to be posting music reviews, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Here, if you're not going to drop some bars, some fire bars into this mic, then you need to leave. It's literally like an hour before feeding time, and she's already starting this shit.